Hey guys, Maewtt here, and we are back with more trolling on Mineplex bridges. And this time we're going to be trolling on Mineplex OP bridges because that was the last weekend brawl. And I actually had quite a bit of fun. I got a ton of reactions, and like the trolls are a lot quicker, so it's not just me like spending 5 minutes, spleefing someone to the void. It's like quick, immediate, either blowing them up or taking their enchantment table. And I almost always get like an immediate reaction. So this is probably going to be one of my better videos. Anyways, let's get on to the stories. Alright, so since it's around the holidays, I figured I'd tell a Christmas story first. And this one actually takes place a few weeks before Christmas. And this was when I was like 12 or 13. And so every year, my grandmother would make a gingerbread house, and then she'd let me and my younger sisters decorate it. And, she had like a bunch of decorations for us to use, including mini candy canes, gingerbread guys, like little gingerbread guys, and then gummy bears. So in my teenage creativity, I decided to recreate a little shooting scene. So basically I gave the gingerbread guys guns that I made out of the mini candy canes. I like broke them into pieces and then assembled them so it looked like a gun, and then gave them to the gingerbread guys. And they had like the gummy bears laying on the ground and like surrounded by red frosting, or like had them like ripped into pieces, It was kind of graphic. And obviously my grandmother wasn't too happy, since this kind of activity was meant more for my younger sisters than me. And my mom, of course, was real proud of me. And ever since then, my grandmother has never bought mini candy canes, mini gingerbread guys, or gummy bears, or red frosting for the gingerbread house decorations. And here's another short, really quick, Christmas-related story. So this one actually happened a few days ago. In like the past, my parents would always get us these like chocolate Christmas countdown calendars, Like on December 1st, you open one door and you get the chocolate. Second, you open the second door and then get the chocolate, and so on. So I didn't want to discontinue that tradition just because I'm in college, so I decided to go on Amazon and buy one of the calendars, and it was around $15. So I'm telling my sister about it, and she's like, "Wait, you spent $15 on those?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "They're only $1.50 at the local grocery store." So basically I paid 10 times the price that I had to, and sure enough, when we went grocery shopping later, she points it out to me. He's like, "See, they're only $1.50 each." So obviously I'm not happy, so I'm like, "Alright, so why'd Amazon rip me off?" And she said that I probably got one of the ones with more expensive chocolate, and that better be the case. Like, the calendar is sitting next to me right now. It's on my desk, and it does, like, the box is a little thicker than the ones I normally get, so I'm guessing the chocolates are bigger. But yeah, that chocolate better be really good, considering it cost me $15, like 10 times the price it normally cost. Well, I guess I'll let you know how that goes on December 1st. Alright, so this next story takes place when I was in 8th grade. And 8th grade, I really hated my school. Like, I was getting bullied almost every day, and the school was doing pretty much nothing about it. And there was the same silent reading, which I told you about in a previous video, that I didn't like. And there are a few other things, but basically all you need to know is I didn't like my school back then. So, in New York, every year, the 3rd graders to the 8th graders have to take like this state test. The test doesn't affect your grade, it's just meant to see like how well the school is doing at teaching you. And so, since it doesn't affect my grade, I decided I was going to deliberately do a bad job on it, like get every single question wrong. And one of my friends actually does this every year. Like, he's a really smart guy, but he'll purposefully get all the wrong answers to make the school look bad. And so I decided I was going to join him this year in doing that. And my mom found out, and she said that if I didn't get a 3 or a 4, and basically the way these tests are graded is, like, you either get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 and 2 are considered failing, and then 3 is passing, and 4 is like if you're above average, basically. And so my mom knows I'm a smart guy, and so do I. So she said that if I got a 1 or a 2, she was going to sign me up for Sylvan during the summer. And Sylvan's like a tutoring service. I don't know if they're still around or not. I haven't really seen any commercials for them lately. And both of us know that I don't need that, but she was basically trying to like motivate me to not do that, because in her opinion it's unfair for the school to get punished just because I don't like it. So she says she's going to sign me up for Sylvan, and obviously I don't want that. However, rather than, try my best like she was hoping I would do, I decided to just barely get a 3. Like, what I did was I figured out how much I needed to get right in order to get a 3. And then I basically like gave myself like a 5-question leeway in case I got some questions wrong that I thought I got right. Basically set myself so I just barely get a 3. And when the test results came back, my mom was pretty upset. And it turns out I just barely, like, I gotten the bare minimum needed to get a 3 on the test. One more question wrong and I would have gotten a 2. And so my mom was extremely mad at what I did. Because I'm a smart person, so is my friend. Like, we're both very smart people, and so we were probably projected to get, like, high scores on the test. And so by doing that, we were really hurting our school. And my mom thought that was extremely unfair. And I remember, like, when the school's overall results came back, I forgot whether they passed or failed. But I do remember it was pretty close either way. And my mom was obviously not happy with me. However, because I got a 3, she couldn't sign me up for Sylvan, so I basically didn't get punished at all, other than having to listen to a lengthy rant about, you know, how what I did was wrong. But 8th grade me didn't really care, so. A similar thing happened with my dad a year later. So throughout middle school, I wasn't doing as well as I could have been doing. I was getting C pluses and B minuses in a few of my classes. And my dad and I both knew I could be doing better, I just wasn't really trying too much. And so he gave me the lecture on, you know, how grades are important, and in order to get to a good college, I need to do better. And he told me in high school, colleges will start looking at my grades, and in order to get into the college I want to get in, which fortunately is the college I'm attending now, I had to get at least B pluses and A minuses in all my classes. So I basically took that, rather than the way he wanted me to take it, he wanted me to take it as, I need to start doing better now so I could prepare to do good in high school. I basically took that as, I don't need to do well until I get to high school. So my grades remained the same throughout middle school, and then freshman year of high school, my dad gets my first report card and sees like the lowest grades in 88. He's like, what the heck, what changed? I'm like, well, now my grades actually count. So his lecture didn't really work as soon as he wanted it to, but I guess in the end it did work out, so all's well that ends well. So another story from 8th grade. There's some kind of contest that happened in 8th grade across the nation. Basically, like, everyone across the nation could vote for their favorite library, and the school wanted us to vote for their library, so they actually had a link to the forum on the school's website, and when we were in the library for class that day, they all encouraged us to go take some time to vote for it. And so my friends and I go to the forum. However, rather than fill it out and vote for the school's library like they probably want us to, we had a little better idea in mind. We decided to cast repeat votes for GameStop. So basically, like, the forum was like, what is the name of the library? Why do you like it? And, you know, stuff like that. So it's like, what is the name of the library? GameStop. Why do you like it? It doesn't have any books. And, you know, just like stuff like that. And after a few times, the librarian ended up catching us. And so she told our teacher that we were like making fun of our school's library instead of just, you know, casting joke votes for GameStop. And so our teacher ended up taking us out in the hall. He's like, why are you guys making fun of the school's library? And I'm like, we weren't. And then we explained to her what we were really doing, and luckily our teacher was really nice, and since we were the well-behaved kids in the class compared to everyone else, you know, she just decided to let us off with a warning, so that was nice of her. Here's a fun little story that took place senior year. So every year our school does this thing called the Jazz Dinner Dance, where the jazz band will play live music, and like, it's open to the community, so anyone can come in, buy a ticket, and dance. And it's actually really fun. It's like the best dance I've ever been to. And my friends and I all go, and there's about 8 of us. And none of us actually know how to dance because, you know, we're all nerds. So my friend decides, you know, we're all in the back of the dance floor. And my friend does like this little golf swing dance. Like, it basically looks like he's swinging a golf club. And so my other friends and I just copy him. And by the end of the song, the entire dance floor was doing a little golf swing move. It was probably the stupidest thing I ever saw, but it was so hilarious. Like, we still talk about it to this day sometimes. By the way, there's one thing I forgot about the state test story. Remember the meme, pineapples don't have sleeves? I think it was mentioned on, like, John Oliver Tonight. That was actually the test that was on. Just a fun little fact I thought I'd share with you all. Alright, so this will be the last story for this video. This one took place when Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS came out, and I know it was that day because what happened was, this was before I had my driver's license, so my mom had to take me to the mall in order to get it. So my younger sister is in the house alone, and we go and get the game, and then my dad and my grandparents are actually having lunch together, nearby, so we decide to go have lunch with them. And during lunch, my dad's cell phone goes off, and he ignores it because, it's the polite thing to do. Then my mom's cell phone goes off, and she checks the caller ID and sees it's my little sister. So she decides to answer it, and I could hear, through the phone that my little sister's complaining about, some creepy guy who's on our porch and ringing the doorbell. And about a minute after that, my cell phone rings, and it's my best friend. We'll call him Dylan. So Dylan is calling, and he's like, "Hey, I'm on your front porch, and I think I scared your little sister. She may be calling the police on me. I just want to say I'm extremely sorry. I just want to see if you're over there and if you want to play the new Smash Bros. Together." And basically the reason my little sister didn't recognize him was because, thanks to her being kind of embarrassing sometimes, it's been 2 or 3 years since I've had any friends over at my house, so I guess she didn't recognize him. And so I'm trying really hard not to laugh, and so I explained to my mom that, Dylan just called, and that he's the creepy guy on our front porch. And I'm just glad that my little sister called my mom first before the police, because can you just imagine what would have happened if we got home and, just came home to my best friend being arrested by the police on my front yard, and, just having the police there? That would have been pretty interesting. Probably would have made for a better story, but, I don't think Dylan would have liked that. Anyways, thanks for watching the video and listening to my stories. I got more of you coming later, so please like, share, and subscribe.